Hello and welcome to my channel. This is BNSF 6951. I am Vinny and I will be your host. If you guys are interested in tips, tricks, and techniques on model railroading, then please hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. Also, give me a thumbs up. That'll help my analytics with YouTube. With all that being said, let's get on with this video. See you in a bit. Alright guys, welcome back to part number 3 for my ethanol plant cooling tower. Today I am going to attempt to make some steel work for this. So what I'm going to be using is this number 273 I-beam, and it is 2.5 millimeters. And as you can see in front of you right here, I actually made a template of, let's see if I can get this in here. Turn this around like that. I made a template of the front of this because I want the steel to go on the outside pieces of the build. So I attempted yesterday to try this, and it seems like it's going to work. But this is what it is right here. It looks like a pair of football goals. Gotta get used to where this camera is. And so this will fit right around the structure like that, and it'll also sit in the bottom. So with all that being said, I'm going to show you how I accomplished this, and we'll continue on from there. So let me get set up here. Let me show you everything that we're going to be using here, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we're going to start this project now. So I have my 3 main parts cut out already, which is the 2 uprights and the 1 cross. And they go from this line to this line, and I use my grid to keep everything square. And as you can see, I got a little drill a hole through the plastic and my mat and put a drill bit in there to hold everything in place so this does not move. So what we got to do is we're going to take this guy, one of the legs I'll call it, and we will put him in place. And remember, he's going to line up with this one down here and this one up here. And I'll try and get it as even as I possibly can. That's going to have to be trimmed a little bit, but that's okay. Better longer. Then I will take some tape to hold it in place. I'll do the same thing on the other side. Remember, now I'm still using my grid on my mat. And we put him on that line. See, he turned out to be perfect. Alright, and then we'll take another piece of tape here, and we will go ahead and make sure it's tight up against this piece. Tape him down. Actually, he can come down just a bit more. Yeah. And the reason I have the wax paper underneath is for 2 reasons. Number 1, I can see the grid lines, and number 2, the glue won't stick to this. So now we have this piece here that's going to go in the middle, and that's going to support the bottom portion of this right here. And if I'm lucky, it should fit right in there. And it does. It's a little short. But I could fudge that one. And that's what we're going to do. We'll fudge it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using this this Tamaya cement. I used this in my last video. I like it. It's kind of thick, so it gives you a little bit of working time. I don't put the whole brush load on there, but I will hit this on the corner here, and hit this one on the corner here, and then I will stick it in place. And like I said, I'm following my grid lines to make sure everything is straight and plumb and everything. Now what I'm going to do is I will reach over here and I will put just a little bit of, and you know what, maybe I'll just tape it. Yeah, let's see. Alright, and we'll tape this guy down. I'll hold that for a second or two. All of a sudden I got the sniffles. And I'm going to put one over here to hold it up against this part. I'm not going to glue that there. And we'll just let that set up for a little bit, and we'll be back in a little bit more. I got 2 more of these to build. I will build them all, and then I'll show you the next step after that. So we'll be back in a few minutes. This Vinny-Vid production brought to you by Yankee Dabbler. For all your model railroad needs, check out Yankee Dabbler. Don't forget, 7% discount with BNSF 6951. And by Highways and Byways, awesome street graphics for your roads and streets on your model railroad layout. If you guys are looking for sophisticated model railroad electronics, Logic Rail Technologies has what you need. For a 5% discount on certain items, use code BNSF 6951. Alright guys, now we're ready for the next step, and that's to put in the little angle supports down here. I already pre-cut them, so all I have to do is add the glue and stick them in and let that dry up, and then this one will be finished, and I would have 2 more to do after this. So, let's go ahead and do this part. And again, I'm going to be using this Tamiya. I'm giving all my adhesives different tests to see how they work. And we'll put a little bit on here, and then a little bit on there. Problem is, this stuff is so clear, I can't even see if it's on there or not. Alright, we'll have to think it is. Alright, so now we're going to stick it right up in that corner real nice and tight. Get that one in there nice and tight. And we'll do the same thing for this side. And bada bing. And now, this actually has to get turned over. And again, stick him up in that corner nice and tight. And get him in there nice and pretty. There we go. Alright, drying time. And this one will be finished. And 2 more after that. And then I will see how I'm going to connect all 4 of these guys together. To make it a little bit more sturdy, because I don't think it's going to be very sturdy just the way it is. Anyhow, we'll be back here in a little bit. Excuse me. Alright. While I'm waiting for all of this to set up and dry, I'm taking this number 225 tube. It is 5/32. And I'm using that for some part of this build, and I'm going to show you exactly what here in a few minutes. But every time you cut a tube, I cannot, for the life of me, get a straight cut. No matter which device I use, you can see that it does not come out straight. But that's okay, because a couple of swipes with the hard, or the what did I do with it? With the rough side or the coarser side, take that down in 2 seconds. So, let me show you here. Now, you may be asking, what in the heck am I going to use this tube for? Well, you'll see here in a few minutes. And yeah, just a little bit of sanding, and you can see that I got it pretty straight. Anyhow, what you see down here, let me see if I can get this camera a little bit different. This way. There we go. What you see down here is my chopper, and what I did was I marked these off at 2-foot integrals, and I put a piece of plastic in here. I don't know where the attachments are for this right now, and I didn't want to waste time looking for it. So now I just take my material, and I will stick it in here up to the stop, and a quick slice like that, and I have myself a yeah, no lights. There you go. A 2-foot piece of tube. What am I going to do with that 2-foot piece of tube? Well, I guess I can show you that right now. Let's see. Maybe I'll even switch over to my other camera. Let me turn that on. Alright, and then we Go back to here, and I don't want the webcam on. There you go. So, alright, so now you can see that my I-beams actually fit into this tube. What I'm going to use these for is going to be the concrete footings for this guy. So when I'm ready, these will go on the bottom of these legs right here, and they will give me a little bit extra support to mount these onto the foundation, and it'll give it a little bit more detail. So anyhow, I need to continue on building these guys, so stay tuned and we will be back in a few minutes. Alright guys and gals, this is the progress I've made so far on the cooling tower steel structure support. As you can see, they fit really nice down at the bottom, and I have everything secured on here, and I also added a piece of wax paper under here, and I taped everything in a very plumb and square position as I can get it. And the reason why I did that is because I start to do the other side, and this is what I got there. So I want to do the same thing on the first side, but unfortunately I ran out of material. Don't know if my local hobby shop's going to have it, but I am going to post this video today. I'll let you guys know the progress I'm making on this, and hopefully sometime in the next few days I'll get the rest of the materials so I can finish that side and the ends here and all of that stuff. So anyhow, I hope you guys and gals enjoyed this video up to this point. And as always, your questions, comments, inputs, subs, shares, and likes are always welcome. For now, that's all, folks. BNSF 6951 of Any Vid Production out for now.